Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Armie Hammer, a complicated journey through fame, controversy, and reinvention. Armie Hammer, born August 28, 1986, is an American actor whose career has spanned early television roles, major Hollywood films, serious personal scandals, and a slow, tentative return to public life. His story is one of early promise, dramatic fall, and an ongoing attempt at rebuilding. Early life and background. Armie Hammer was born in Santa Monica, California, into a wealthy and well-known family. His great-grandfather was the industrialist Armand Hammer, a name closely associated with business success and philanthropy. Hammer spent parts of his childhood in both California and the Cayman Islands. Despite pressure to follow a more conventional path, he left high school to pursue acting full-time, a decision initially resisted by his family but ultimately defining his life. Rise to stardom. Hammer began his career with small roles on television before finding breakout success in film. Breakthrough roles. He gained major attention in 2010 for playing the Winklevoss twins in The Social Network, earning wide praise for his dual performance. He followed this with roles in films such as J. Edgar, Mirror Mirror, and The Lone Ranger. In 2015, Hammer starred in The Man from UNCLE, further cementing his image as a charismatic leading man. Critical acclaim. His most celebrated performance came in 2017's Call Me by Your Name, where he played Oliver, earning award nominations and global acclaim. He also portrayed Martin Ginsburg, husband of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, in the biographical film On the Basis of Sex. Hammer expanded his artistic range in 2018 when he made his Broadway debut in Straight White Men, exploring themes of masculinity and identity. Personal life. Hammer married television personality Elizabeth Chambers in 2010. Together they had 2 children, a daughter named Harper and a son named Ford. After 10 years of marriage, the couple announced their separation in 2020 and finalized their divorce later. Controversies and career collapse. Beginning in early 2021, Hammer faced a series of damaging allegations from multiple women, involving emotional abuse, coercive behavior, and disturbing messages. Some accusations included graphic sexual fantasies that drew widespread media attention. Hammer denied the allegations, insisting that all his past interactions were consensual. As the controversy grew, Hammer experienced severe professional fallout. He exited several film and television projects. His talent agency and publicist ended their relationship with him. He entered a recovery program, later describing the experience as a personal rock bottom. In mid-2023, prosecutors in Los Angeles reviewed the accusations but ultimately declined to file criminal charges, citing insufficient evidence. A difficult re-emergence after several years away from the screen, Hammer slowly began reappearing in public. He started a podcast to address his past and openly discussed his mental health struggles, including suicidal thoughts during the peak of the scandal. He has begun working again, taking on roles independently rather than through a major agency. Upcoming projects include a Western titled Frontier Crucible and a vigilante-themed action film. Though these are not large studio productions, they mark his first on-screen appearances since his career collapsed. Legacy and reflection. Armie Hammer's journey illustrates the complexity of modern celebrity and the intense scrutiny placed on public figures. His early career suggested a path toward long-term superstardom, but the controversies that followed dramatically reshaped his public image. Whether his comeback will gain traction remains uncertain. Hammer has expressed a desire to rebuild his life with honesty and responsibility, but public opinion remains deeply divided. Armie Hammer. A rise, fall, and attempt at reinvention in modern Hollywood. Armie Hammer's life and career have unfolded like a Hollywood drama, complete with privilege, fame, scandal, collapse, and an uncertain return. Known for his tall stature, commanding presence, and classic leading man looks, Hammer was once seen as one of Hollywood's brightest emerging stars. But the same intensity that made him captivating on screen later fed a personal firestorm that nearly ended his career. Early years and influences. Family legacy. Born on August 28, 1986. Hammer grew up in a family whose name carried enormous weight. His great-grandfather, Armand Hammer, was a renowned business tycoon with ties to global industries and cultural institutions. This heritage created expectations and pressures for Armie from a young age. His parents, Michael Armand Hammer and Drew Ann Hammer, raised their sons with strict values, discipline, and a strong sense of family image. Armie has described his upbringing as both privileged and controlled. Childhood between two worlds. Hammer spent much of his early life in the Cayman Islands, where his family moved for several years. Though living on a tropical island might sound idyllic, Hammer has spoken of feeling isolated, adding that the experience shaped his imagination and emotional world. When he returned to Los Angeles as a teenager, Hammer discovered acting. This passion became powerful enough that he dropped out of high school to pursue it full-time, a decision that initially caused a rift with his parents. Climbing toward stardom. Early work. Hammer's career began with small roles on television. His tall frame, deep voice, and strong features made him noticeable, and casting directors began giving him opportunities in dramas, comedies, and teen series. His first major break was playing the biblical patriarch Abraham in a short-lived television project, a role that showed Hollywood he could handle complex characters. Breakthrough. The Social Network. In 2010, Hammer took on the dual role of Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss in The Social Network. Through advanced visual effects and Hammer's disciplined performance, he convincingly portrayed two distinct but unified characters. Critics praised him for a polished, commanding presence, sharp comedic timing, nuanced dual-role acting. This performance established him as a serious talent with leading man potential. Hollywood leading man years. Hammer soon landed significant roles in high-profile films. J. Edgar, as longtime partner Clyde Tolson. Mirror Mirror, showcasing his comedic side. The Lone Ranger, his first major blockbuster. Lead the Man from U.N.C.L.E. As a stoic yet charming Russian spy. Not all films were successful financially, but Hammer consistently impressed audiences with his versatility. Peak acclaim. Call Me by Your Name. In 2017, Hammer starred opposite Timothée Chalamet in Call Me by Your Name. His portrayal of Oliver was widely praised for its subtlety, warmth, and emotional depth. Many considered it his finest performance. The role brought award nominations, international recognition, a renewed perception of Hammer as a sophisticated, layered actor. This period marked the height of his career. Personal life. Marriage, fatherhood, and divorce. Hammer married Elizabeth Chambers in 2010 after years of dating. The couple became a prominent Hollywood pair, often highlighted in lifestyle magazines for their glamorous yet seemingly grounded life. They welcomed two children, Harper Grace Hammer Ford Douglas Armand Hammer. Although the family projected stability, Hammer later described himself as struggling silently with internal conflicts. In 2020, after a decade together, the couple announced their separation, a decision that would take on new significance months later when allegations against Hammer became public. The scandal that shook Hollywood. The allegations. In early 2021, a series of private messages allegedly from Hammer leaked online. These messages described extreme sexual fantasies, including violence and cannibalistic elements. Several women then came forward with claims of manipulation, emotional abuse, coercive sexual behavior. Hammer denied wrongdoing, stating that all interactions had been consensual. Career collapse. In a matter of weeks, he exited multiple film productions. His talent agency dropped him. His publicist severed ties. Projects he had already filmed were shelved or recast. Hammer described this period as a total collapse professionally and personally. Legal developments in 2023. After reviewing the allegations, prosecutors declined to file criminal charges, citing insufficient evidence for prosecution. Though this prevented legal consequences, the damage to Hammer's reputation had already been enormous. Life at rock bottom.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.